and good evening, my dear esteemed guests and beautiful subscribers. It is me, Light Liger here, and today we're going to be talking about this pretty interesting project on Ethereum called Aether or AetherCity. And this is actually the very first 3D Metaverse project on Ethereum, predating everything, Sandbox, Decentraland, all of them. And recently there has been this sort of a phenomena or a movement called the NFT archaeology, where people are digging up these early Ethereum projects and they are suddenly like rising up in price, like the Mooncats or the Rare Pepes, which have been now bridged into OpenSea, for instance. And these old OG projects are kind of like coming back, and AetherCity was, created back in 2018, but now the original developer came back and he has basically restarted this project. And ever since then, there has been this sort of a skyrocketing popularity also in this project, which stats we're going to be looking in a second. But I always have talked about these metaverse projects and how valuable they can be down the line and what true potential they have in terms of their usage, utility, and obviously the price. And Aether, when we look at the project on OpenSea right now, where it was recently listed, it has, this is like a few weeks ago. And currently the floor price is at 0.8 Ethereum, and almost half of 1,000 Ethereum has been already traded on the platform, and it's crazy. And here we can see some stats on Dune as well, so like number of sales per day. But here you can see the floor. We're talking about floor back in August at 0.04. That is 20x from August, only August in a month, to 0.87 where we're right now. And you can see the curve, we're not done. But also look at the wallets. We're talking about 34 wallets, before the announcement of the project coming back. Now we're sitting at like 245, so that is also very, very bullish signals, as you can see here as well, the sales and everything. This project is really kicking back, and there's a lot of interesting things I want to talk about here today in this video. So what exactly Aether is? So it's a virtual city which is powered by the Ethereum blockchain, and it is a bit more, what I would say, bit more minimalistic as of right now, because it starts from very base core concept and then it kind of expands more as more time goes on in the project, and it's a bit more governance heavy compared to Decentraland or Sandbox, which are somewhat centralized in their current style. And basically there are these units inside these buildings which you can buy and basically get ownership over them, but also every unit equals 1 vote. And the city is like right now at 30x, 30x, and eventually will expand to 100x, so it's going to be 3 times larger in the future. But that is if the community decides to expand it. So there's kind of like this sort of governance voting system there, which prevents, the real estate inflating, which is it's kind of sad, because that's how it works in some places in real world, where people don't want to build buildings in your city because they want to, as landlords, keep the money high. But enough about the real life references here. So let's actually jump in to the application. So here you can see the city, and I can like choose a building. Okay, there's the private building is owned by a certain address, and then inside the building you can view the units, and depending on the building there are different amount of units. So let's actually choose another one like here, and I can see the view units, and here you can see these are units that they are inside, and people can customize their own units. In the future there's going to be ability to perhaps see from the window to another building across the street, or you can walk in the city, or you can do so many things. The roadmap that they have kind of laid out in Discord has a lot of interesting ideas from what I've heard, and it's a lot of things you can do with this project. And basically I'm going to be showing you a couple of examples. Most of these are blank because people haven't updated them. This is like recent technology, and there's a lot of like these OG owners which don't even know that the project has been revitalized again. So here we have one building here, and he has linked basically a property to this address, which takes us to on Cyber, which is something I've shown a couple of times on the channel. And this will take him to his own personal gallery of NFTs. So I can walk in and see basically what NFTs he has collected. And there's going to be like, they have been planning their own type of a gallery. So people are able to maybe see a window and they can see to my apartment, which if it's across the street or something else. And this is something you can do. You can also link it to your own website. But this is like one way of utilizing the actual thing. So here is, for example, my own condo. And basically, you can give a like actual name to it. And also, I have added a website which directly takes into my own website, NFT Citadel. So basically, I can drive traffic from the my condo to my website. And this is something that we can see with a lot of other these metaverse assets. So it's a very interesting project, and there is expansion, which means there's going to be more condos available, more units and stuff like that. And there's a bit of difference between owning a building and owning a unit. So there's private and public types of buildings, and there's a bit of differences between them. And I can't go everything in this video because there's a lot of like nuance into this project and how the tokenomics actually work. So I recommend like going through a lot of their Medium page. And here they have like kind of gone some of the things that they're basically doing. So the roadmap will be posted very soon, which will go into things that they are basically building. And here they're going to talk about what I said earlier, that Aether is kind of built out to be like a very simple design, and then it kind of expands into bigger things and more utilities. And here you can kind of like see, I think this is the window, what it's looking as of right now, 30x30. And 100x100 will be the absolute maximum, but right now, 6 months, there will be no minting of new units in the world, and kind of the value also stays up in the earlier buildings here in the very middle. Those are the most valuable ones, and there's a bit of a like explanation of the code and horizontal expansion, and like there's a lot of technical details here, but it's like my video here doesn't exactly do justice for this project and what it can basically do. And here's, by the way, like how it will look like in the future, where there's these skyscraper buildings and everything. And you can also like rent in the future your building. So I don't know what purpose you could do it for. Maybe you have like a build out land or something and you can rent it to other people for a certain amount of money. And this is going to become a very big trend probably in the future for these land assets in general. And this is, in terms of its floor price, it's somewhat affordable to its supply compared to Axie Infinity lands or lands in Sandbox or lands in Decentraland. So you have a lot more cheaper entry point here compared to them in the setting of, obviously you can get for 0.4 Ethereum you can buy a Sandbox land, but they are so much inflated asset than, for example, what you are in AetherCity. There's only 10,000 of these units available, and there's like 50,000 land assets in Sandbox or something crazy. So it's so much more different. But I really I want you to explore through the links I've provided down below. They also have a referral program, so you can maybe get other people to join up and sign up doing things and get money in case you don't have the money to buy yourself. And I've added my referral link in case you're interested in. But there's a lot of interesting stuff with this project, and you can find a lot of cool things. And as more things become more popular, there's going to be more things in these units. Most of them are kind of blank right now. Some of them link into different profiles and different things. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I will be seeing you in the next NFT or crypto video on the channel. See you soon.